Welcome everyone. We might be live. Could be live. Yeah, should be live. To another ARM64 live stream here of more random live stuff, and if you're new, more on the main channel. In the meantime, I finished installing and setting up most of the T2, our 20-year-old cross-compile and similar system development environment, Linux, here on the Pinephone 64 Pinephone that Veer donated to us. And as you see, so relatively pretty amazing, and yeah, fully self-hosting previous videos, meaning T2 and everything. And yeah, so let's try to get some work done. Most stuff, as you see, HDMI, so this is actually coming out of there, which you see from yeah, the lack of a mouse cursor and performance. Yeah, so some stuff to improve, including a freaking hardware mouse cursor. I disabled software cursor for now because otherwise the performance is lagging too much. So yeah, some optimization coming. So we have quite some stuff to do. Yeah, for you to see how this would theoretically work. Of course, yeah, right now a little bit of guru setup of latest and greatest and each kernel and distribution, some other things work, and we certainly make this more phone usable sometime soon. Also, yeah, hardware cursor only on the secondary on this screen. Theoretically, I right now have here a relatively cool HDMI above the built-in display. So if we go here with the mouse, we actually have freaking, if you can also zoom, jack. So on this display, as you probably could theoretically be, yeah. So this is a hardware cursor, amazing stuff. On the secondary output, we need to see, because it doesn't necessarily, the hardware might not have a hardware cursor overlay. Maybe we can misuse a general purpose overlay. Maybe that's too large, maybe that has other limitations, we will see. But more to that. Also, yeah, previous videos we had already yesterday, many hours audio live stream, and the other, what other stuff did we spend hours with? Actually, so much stuff I start to forget. Something that's like, yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome Marco. Amazing stuff, as you see. HDMI. So yeah, probably the usual. Yeah, also working without hardware cursor, you need to have a little bit. Yeah, move somewhere. It's like doable, or you actually, also this is the wrong mouse. Either it's like, yeah, just like it's possible, well, certainly, but yeah, we need to find a solution for that. Also, these are 2 T messages undelivered. What the heck? So yeah, let's try to get some work done. This would also be infinitely better with actually a BB, yeah, black box. Sometime soon we probably do something else, but right now still rocking the same black box. You could also, so yeah, no HDMI, or, well, very theoretically I would have, but I don't have an HDMI path-through capture thing right now, so enjoy the native video output, which is probably what you're here for anyway. This is somewhat sharp anyway, you get the idea. Otherwise, podcast and listen to this ASMR and other fine stuff. And yeah, we have theoretically a tiny little more amazing setup. This is previous videos, the Philco, not paid advertisement, previous video. Theoretically, we have a Tech Yoda something, which with built-in trackpad, it would theoretically be an even more sick setup, in case you are into keyboard goodness. So stuff to do, BB keys, yeah, black box. Again, sometime soon we also write more UI. So soon, if you want to share, like, and subscribe, soon dedicated phone UI stuff for phone UI, and own window management, composition stuff, and hardware cursor. So today, hopefully some quick things, which is, so this is Pine64. BB keys somehow didn't build instantly, so let's quickly find out what's up with BB keys. Maybe also I re-enable LTO. I only disabled this when I initially emerged some stuff. So this is live performance. So probably, yeah, let's clean all the stuff up. Rebuild BB keys that somehow says, I wonder, we could actually try if this is like xlib xft something, because we manually inject the sum, maybe nothing else needs libxft anymore. No, it should be there, fine. So let's remerge build BB keys, because certainly without a hardware cursor, some alt tab would certainly be pretty cool. We have even more stuff to do. So somewhere, wherever the hardware cursor is, we have here, this is logged into the Ryzen, because you certainly can never have, also can probably, let's just be a little bit careful. CD, these are my random sources that I've worked with. I probably want to preserve this, because running the T2 cleanup here would otherwise delete this. So maybe let's just stay in there for a second. T2 cleanup. So I also have here some, as per last night's compilation, updated here the architecture ARM64. So what I've done here, I hope this is large enough, otherwise you need to scream in the comments. As I said in the other other video, I started with copying a lot from, or mostly just to get started, the Pine64 dev config of other people. And so now I deleted here even more stuff, because some also the keyboard didn't work. So and in general, I don't want to have all the stuff hard-coded. So as you see, I removed here even more stuff. And for the T2, my preference of all modular, so that you can like RM mod and or have all this stuff, whatever you plug in. So that is also further improve ARM64 Linux conf, or what is the name even? That is Linux conf M4 for more or less further improved and so, oops. And yeah, so that is that here. Probably have another 96, the usual. So let's take a look then on BB keys here, because somehow compiler cannot create executables. That might be something like libxft not found, and I have already some idea what it might be. So again, mind you, this is all if you're interested in something of that sort, like light on the go road warrior, kind of mobile first, and not buying a PC anymore, and Fridays for Future and saving electrons and stuff. How is it with a quad core 1.15 something, nearly 1.2 gigahertz quad core stuff, and making this your desktop, and sometime soon Rust and Firefox cross compilation for more browser stuff. So let's see what's up with BB keys. I have the feeling this might be our libxft injection. Yeah, as per usual, it would be amazing if this configure stuff would like print out the last thing. Config log for detail, what does it do we have? Let's make this a little bit larger. Oops. So yeah, performance-wise, we need to see. Oops. I also have the feeling that sometimes, maybe. So no, I don't know where. Yeah, you see Alt Tab 4. Don't have BB keys as you. Where's the cursor? So yeah, maybe not the super smartest decision for me to disable the hardware cursor, but at least performance. So what does it say here? Cannot find. Yeah, so libxft. That's what I already figured. Because you will see in a second. Package, what was the package prefix? What was the syntax of? Was it first package? libxft libdir. Let's see, was it this? No. Then was it libdir? Because I'm not doing this every package prefix lib. So this works. What was? this was the syntax. Because now also copy and paste without a hardware cursor. Well, I'm hardcore. I can, well, preferably, probably should use key bindings on a keyboard, but whatever. Everything can be done. That was, what did we, BB keys. And so this is exactly what, whoops, it's also previous video, we removed all the conf files and SED'd this all over into desk if they were too small. So as you see here, we hard code here injecting libpaths, and probably we can actually fact check that in a minute, probably just on here. lib64, obviously, who is still using 32-bit, even this freaking Pinephone is ARM64. So package prefix libdir, that probably, do we need a root prefix? Probably this should be fine. Was it leading with, yes, it was leading with a space. So that probably fixes BB keys, because can never fix enough. Yeah, scrolling, you see a little bit repainting. This is, so the Xorg people said famously, dedicated graphic drivers are so 1990s. We now have glamour over mode setting, over DRM, so like whatever as with the performance. I'm usually not necessarily using mode setting or the largest fan of this setup, but we can optimize this another day. For today this is more than enough, as you see, obviously. So yeah, welcome everyone. Danny Main says new ISOs on the horizon. Yes, well, I had already built a complete set, and then someone gave us a Pinephone, and which obviously is good, because I found a couple of more. So here are all the builds. They are all, so yeah, these are all built, but we added quite some more drivers to not all non-x86 Mesa. We fixed some small things and so on. So yeah, also someone on Twitter wanted Spark. So new ISOs coming really soon, most likely next week. I still cannot create executables. Let's see what we have done wrong now. Source BB keys. So yeah, new ISOs really soon, but there's a lot of like non-x86, not as multi-lib, and certainly ARM64. That also means that the new ARM64 ISOs, well, ISOs that you probably copy to some SD card and stuff. We basically use the ISO nowadays more like archiving things that you could boot, or you just mount and copy the files out. So 1553, by the way, I set the right date is, yeah, this. So the Pinephone saga is also not over, right? So this is just proof of concept, or raw like sushi. So this definitely needs way more polishing and stuff. And we probably try to send some stuff upstream. What does it say now here? To make this stuff more just working for everyone. GCC wrapper append or something. What do we? This didn't execute. That is package prefix libdir. Why did this? Was it appended with? Maybe this was in single quotes. Yeah, super smart. Yeah, once upon a time, some time ago, I never benchmarked this, but some time ago I actually started to prefer single tick quotes for potentially tiny little bit higher performance of not running variable expansion on that. And yeah, maybe this is in general better style, so everything that's not dynamically expanded, single tick quotes. And yeah, as always, as quite some people are watching, and yeah, this is mode setting performance for the worst. Leave in the comments below what you like to see. So this is you can never have enough secure shell stuff. Obviously, that's a data center, because he also got some nightly emails. That is Zamba 412. So usually data should do this, which we also put soon in operation. Right now I only start sometimes when the Ryzen was idling, which I sometimes not really followed up with the most. Then GNOME Bluetooth. So normally, of course, either data should do this, or you want to do this on the same machine where you can copy and paste. So it is certainly tiny little bit less ideal. Also, there's a new Linux kernel for those playing along at home and waiting for Linux 5.8.11 for the latest and greatest security fixes, obviously. And that is all update-wise. Well, we have there another probably 300 emails from the last years, but that is all the main stuff. New remove. Alright, I wanted to do one more other thing, obviously, which I tiny little bit run out of time for, unfortunately. So today's live stream will not be very long, but because I need to go home actually, just wanted to share off how this would look like if you wanted to run this like this. Then it would look like that. Modern age of cloud computing and stuff was, or actually for cloud computing, right? Logging into all your server maintenance goodness. Marcus says what you're since already done working on a bunch of improvements to the card payments, DHL, remote, what you're even talking about. You should pack in bbconf. What is bbconf doing? Which mock-ups, what you're talking about, new ISOs on the which what? Waiting for team to finish new store? You mean okay, talking about Pine64 stuff. Bunch of improvements, card payments, Midgen Chronex replaced, improved, something manufacturing, what do angry voices, what would one have to angry voices about shipping stuff? No idea what you guys are probably. So yeah, BB keys work so much to it's good to test sometimes with not libdir equals lib64. There's no my cursor, so yeah, we urgently need to find a hardware cursor solution for that BB keys. Yeah, so fixed BB keys for non-lib64 builds. Or whatever, maybe it was something. So yeah, sometimes we also YOLO stuff that should not really have been committed like this, but sometimes whatever, in a hurry and stuff. So if you haven't noticed that, right, so this is one desktop for those who are late, so email notification, here you cloud logins, and performance-wise, I said this before, not only certainly faster than a 20-year-old SJ Octane, but for sure, at least for general computing and maybe even 3D graphic. Does it rival the PS3? But anyway, certainly for normal compile speed, maybe graphic-wise not PS3 levels, maybe not. But as you see, quad core, so we will benchmark this someday, but for sure much better general purpose desktop compilation and workflow, and also freaking more memory, right? PS3 250 something. If you don't have a dev tool, touch a lot of stuff, because this is a little bit cursed reference build. And last but not least, I wanted to do one more thing, which is here on the horizon. Where's now my mouse cursor? Also, if someone from the amazing Pine people who are the contributors who did all the phenomenal work so far sees this video, and you have an idea with this display engine of this Allwinner, whether the second, if there are specifications, because hardware cursor would really be nice to have. They obviously have had something like a TV in mind when they did this secondary overview. Down now we have 1,500 drop frames, so much to that stuff. So by BB keys, I probably could try at least to have Alt tab. That should be grep BB keys of, probably had this in xinit rc, just BB keys. The config should be here, so yeah, that works, and we at least have Alt tab. That certainly makes the less necessary to move the mouse for software cursor. So one last thing, also my wife might slightly explode, we're a little bit late, but we have still some coffee anyway. Black box menu. I don't really. The only thing is I don't really need a UI generator. I mean, thanks for. But you know what? Because you see I'm a little bit busy, I rather want to focus on like high, like more or low level and high profile, highly important, like very important project kind of task item stuff. You're welcome, practice yourself and just send this patch, right? It's super easy, as you see here. We constantly live packages, and maybe, or do we have, maybe we even have this, right? BB const, I have no idea. BB, maybe not. There, it's mentioned there, but so yeah, you're welcome, package it yourself and send the patch our way. So one last thing I wanted, because right now I modified the Linux package, and this obviously can't stay like this. Also we can, here's our, this is the Pine, this is a data center. We probably can already from the data center commit here 5.8.10 to 11. It causes, anyway, even if it doesn't build, then whatever. And so one last thing is sorting, because as you see right now, I have here tried GitLab Pine64, the official upstream. So the vanilla kernel starts to boot, but either something is out of sync of whatever, because all the GPIO voltage clock control stuff doesn't work, and then all the devices don't work, like MMC and stuff. Maybe I try, I'm not sure, maybe I try to catch other developers and check with them what is the plan there, or if I should just spend the time and cherry pick these changes and send them myself upstream, or if they want to do that anyway, or if you watch this, leave in the comments below. But for now, to have this just working, don't really have other ARM64 stuff anyway. Let's, what would be I think the best thing would be, must be an NK, what is package Linux post doing here actually? Oops. Maybe this is board config. Okay, this is, we can remove this. What was this X was, this can also, this was some temporary merge thing. So, and the nice thing is to store this here temporary, so svnk dear Linux, and in T2 like overloading these packages, so that we have this already for the PS3, and we can just like copy this is already enough, this is already enough, package base Linux, and copy this desk here, and then like delete everything except what we want to overload. This is how like overloading in this package configuration works, so that we only have here the version that theoretically we may change, but maybe we set this probably better to 5.8.0, and the rest is all the same. And then we have here only like, because again we can't edit the Linux kernel for all the other architectures like x86 and PowerPC and stuff with some Pine64 kernel, so we revert that, and now we test that has a chance to work. I obviously didn't test this yet, but what this does is overloading this definition from architecture ARM64, which, yeah, so it's already working. You see extracting Linux Pine64 kernel 5.8y git tarball from the repository, which we need for all the battery power, USB-C, and all the other bits like probably voltage and clock domains, and then it fails because, so it didn't play. This is a little bit of a pity. Okay, fair enough. I slightly wonder. That this overloading disables then the patches. I wasn't sure about this. I thought, yeah, maybe it does. But I was hoping maybe it would work. So we can simply svncp package base Linux and patch all those patches. We do not really need all of them, but some are nice to have. You know, we can also copy all of them and Linux patch what HDR. Okay, this is okay, fine. Done. Okay, move this one Pine here, and this was just a subversion that one patch wasn't versioned. And then we can also revert like some stuff that we like, just to say we could have everything in here, but like AMD, I don't even remember what it was doing. Apple SMC, Arch PowerPC we also don't need, and IT87 PowerPC, P3 like RME. This is better to keep, and so these are some somewhat like set standard firmware, other set standard, all this kind of stuff. And let's try this again. So most likely this most likely because it only failed because we patched this no2 mod config for our most modular kernel in there. Carlos asked, what do we prefer, Gen 2 or T2? Obviously slightly biased, but obviously T2 there. But yeah, that's it for today. All it takes to keep a whole distribution. Disable broken file architecture, ARM, Linux is super broken. So yeah, this starts building. Hopefully the result should hopefully be the same of working stuff. That's it for today. So how does it work? Except it nearly perfect. Well, it got kind of sorted. You took a while to sort all the patches together and debug and get familiar with the boot stuff and so on, and fix some stuff, or like built-in ALSA didn't work and so on. So only for me it's like kind of perfect, except whole UI stuff for phone calls and so on, which we will see what we do there. But the only other thing, so big showstopper for some people, maybe hardware cursor if you want to use it as a DeX like desktop experience, but we will sure hack some. Well, you put it with software cursor, which is just a little performance penalty, but otherwise I'm sure we will find some smart and creative solution for that. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, recommend this channel and stuff, and I hope to see you soon for the next fun and coding very soon.